Hi guys, it's Leanne, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you what it's like to have gerbils as pets. Anyway, let's go on with the video. The first thing I have to do is get the hoover, sawdust and hay, and as you can see, I'm really struggling to get the hoover out. In my defense, it was under loads of stuff, but I still don't know why I was struggling this much. It took me quite a long time to actually get it out, but I finally got it out. Then I got the sawdust, then I got the hay, and then I could head upstairs. For some reason I thought it would be a good idea to carry everything at once, even though it was very hard to get it up the stairs. Once I got all of those in my room, I had to go get the playground for the gerbils to stay in while I would do their cage. Next I had to take everything out of the top layer of the cage to make it easier to move. Once I got everything out, I moved the cage onto the lid of the playground. Then I could finally move the old hay and sawdust out of the cage into the bin. I just want to say I do this really carefully to make sure I don't scare my gerbils. You'd be surprised how long this takes. It doesn't look that big from here, but in real life this cage is massive and it takes so long to get it all out. After I finally remove enough of sawdust and hay, my gerbils finally decide to come out. When I first got my gerbils, it was really hard to catch them because they weren't sure what the green tube was, but now they know that the green tube is safe and it takes them to a fun playground, so they just voluntarily get in. It's really nice I can transport them in the green tube because it's less stressful for them and less stressful for me. I do normally only transport Ice in the tube because she's a bit more scared, but Cream's fine, so I pick her up and put her in. They basically just play in their playground until I finish putting their house back together. And while they're playing, I just finish cleaning out their cage. And then I just tie up the bag and take it outside. I had to mute this clip as we were outside, but I was basically just saying I put the hay and sawdust in the compost outside. While I was doing this, the gerbils were still playing, and don't worry, I did put the lid back on to make sure they couldn't escape and I shut my door. After I got back inside, I had to start hoovering. Now, it didn't matter if there was still stuff left over after because I still have to do loads more hoovering later anyway. Now, as our hoover isn't the best, I still had to go around and pick up some of the stuff that the hoover couldn't get. Once I finished that, it was time to clean the actual top part of the cage. Now it's time to hoover again as there was loads of sawdust stuck at the sides of the cage. After finishing that, it was time to fill up the bottom of the cage with new sawdust and hay. Now again, this takes ages because this cage is bigger than it looks. It needs loads of sawdust and hay to fill it all up. And also I put all of these things in there to make it more interesting. I do these layers again to make it more interesting for them burrowing. And it all goes pretty well until the last hay, where I always put too much in and then it always goes absolutely everywhere and then it takes me ages to hoover it up. And here is me just picking it up off of the floor. And then I'm going to try and half the size because there's no way that cage is going to go on top with that much of hay. And this is where it really goes bad because I can't separate it. And it goes everywhere and my room looks like a barn after. Which isn't the best because hoovers don't really hoover up hay. It's more just sawdust. But yeah, so I had to fix that. But after that, that was fine. After that, I could finally reassemble the cage. I had to put all their stuff back in, so it would be more exciting for them. And of course I had to refill their sand bowl, because if you wait till the end, there's a really cute clip of Cream in the sand bowl. As you can see, the floor is really messy, but anyway, Ice was being really cute and I did not knock her off, she just got really scared, so I felt bad, so she just let me pick her up because I did kind of scare her, but I'm kind of like shocked that she let me pick her up because she normally doesn't really like people to pick her up that often, but that was cute anyway. After that, I had to move everything out of my room so I could hoover, and as you can see, this didn't exactly go to plan, but I mean, I had to hoover the floor anyway. I'm not going to bore you with how long this took, I'm just going to skip ahead, I think. And then I'm finally done, so then I can put the gerbils back in their cage. As you can see, I got Ice really quickly, but Cream was a little bit harder to catch. I finally caught her so she could go back in the cage. All that's left is to take everything back downstairs again. I'm sorry that this video is quite short, but to be fair, I spend most of the time just hoovering the floor, and I thought it'd be better to have a shorter video than a 15-minute video of me basically just hoovering over and over again. So anyway, hope you guys like the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye! Video then like 15 minutes of me just hoovering. Do you seriously have to be talking? I'm trying to make an intro here, an outro.